and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adeola Mosaku, and on my channel I do talk about things that can put money back into your pocket. I do review products and I do things to do with organizing. On today's video we are going to be looking at some little acts you can do with your candles. Now, first of all, let's look at the candles we've got at hand here. I've got 3 different types of candles. If you know me and if you've been on this channel for a while, you know I like my candles. So this is what we're trying to avoid. When you're turning off your candle, if you can't turn them off correctly, you won't get this black edges all over here, for starters. And secondly, we're trying to get rid of this candle tunnel, they call them, whereby it doesn't look like this. This is what you want your candles to look, all nice and clean, no black edges over here, and also you can see that the wax of the same level. Another example for candle tunnels is this, whereby you're having a bit of wax but they're not going down evenly. That's what they call a candle tunnel. So to get rid of that, we'll look at that. But the first thing we want to do is put on the candle first. Yes, there are a lot of better way of putting on your candles, but I've got so many matches that I decided to finish every single one of them before I buy any kind of electric match turner. So see that, put that on. So this is finished. I'm just going to try and put it on, but this is completely finished. And one of my asks today was, what do you do with a candle that's finished like this? What's the best thing you can do with it? How can you get rid of all the wax inside and then hopefully use the thing? If it's a cover one, you can use it to kind of store your headboards or little things like air clips, things. You can make really good use of it, especially if you've got a candle that was given to you by someone special or it's got a name written on it. Actually, I've got one. Let me show you one of my really good candles I've got for my nieces. So I've got this one, Amazing Auntie. Yes, I am. Thank you, Yana. So what I would like to do to this is, once I finish using it, I would like to save the can, or at least you reuse this, so that I just don't lose it completely. It's like you've lit the candle, you've used the candle, but then you can use the case to kind of do something else. So that's what we're going to be doing with this one. Now let's start with this container. So I'll finish using the candle and I'm going to try and see if I can save the container to do something else with it, basically. So the first thing I want to do is clean out this jar because of it's got this black flames all over it. So one of the best things to use is if you've got apple liquid with you. Do you remember this? I use it to clean my makeup brushes. So I'm going to use the same thing, if I could open it. Okay, you need help. So I'm going to take this, put a little bit of that on there and then clean it out. Cleans brilliantly well. One timer. That's it. Just really all nice and clean. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is just fill this up just over where the wax stopped with hot water and let that melt up and wait for it and then take it out. So let me show you. So that's hot water and we're just going to wait for it to melt all those wax. Now while this is doing its thing, it shouldn't take too long, about 10-15 minutes, but don't forget to let it cool down or put cold water before you dip your hands inside of that. But we're going to leave that for a minute. We are going to put on this other 2 candles. This is one of my favorite Christmas candles, actually, and this one I got from Home Sense. I think I got 2 from Home Sense, and I think that was as a present. To be fair, this candle hasn't got the same thread as this other 2 candles, but what you don't want to do, just for illustration's sake, is this. Can you see that smoke? Can you see that? And that's what gives you that black edges on your candle containers. So what you want to do instead, you want to have a little bit of wax, because if you put on your candle you would have a bit of wax going on. So while that's doing, what I'm going to do now is put a bit of cold water so I can dip my hands in very easily. What you can normally do, you can wait till when it's solid so you can take a whole solid one out, but because I'm in a rush, I'm just going to take this out. When you've taken out all the wax from the hot water, from the warm water, you would normally have this left. So all you need to do is just get a knife and just kind of shove it around, and it should come out quite easily. Actually, this is coming out. Now that it's all clean or ready to reuse, you can use it for many things. You can put it on your dressing table and just put your hairband in there, or your pencil liners or your mascaras can go in here. At the moment, I'm actually thinking of, I've got some tea lights, so I am going to use it for my tea lights. I got this from the pound shop, jasmine and coconut. So you can just put one in there. Just put that on the table. That's reusable. You want to smell nice? You've got yourself a tea light holder. Now, if you haven't watched my video on how to let your home smell fresh, you want to go ahead and watch that video. I've got many tips on there, different things, air freshener, candles, things you can use if you've got animals in the house, if you're a pet lover. There's so many things you can use to make your house smell fresh. So let's get back to this candle. Now I've lit it for a little while. We've got some wax in there. Now let me show you how to correctly switch it off. So the best thing to do is to get something as long as this, not to something that's, you know, can get your hands away from the fire itself. It's quite good. It could be a stick. This is a spaghetti stick actually. So all you want to do is just move that into the wax. See, no flames coming out for that. So I'm going to do it again. All you need to do is just move this into the wax. There you go. Job done. Very easy, but you don't get any of the flames we got when we did that one. So one of my really good candles for last year Christmas was this spiced apple cabinet. It smells so good. I really like the smell of cinnamon or apple and things like that. And this one comes with a lid, so which is quite cool. And I'm thinking already, what would I do with it once I finish using the candle wax inside? What I used to think was the best thing to do initially when switching off this candle was to blow it out, and then I discovered that there's another method whereby you just put on the lid and it should go off. But that also is not also the best way to switch off your candles, because what you then get, which you would see from this one, you have the smoke. As you can see here, I've got really black edges all around here, and it doesn't smell too nice when you first open it as well. So I'm going to get rid of that first. So I'm just going to wipe that off. So this is the second clean because it's quite wide and very smoky. So yeah, that's all nice and clean. See that? So this is how you want your candles to look like. And once it's finished burning, what I can do is put hot water and get out the wax and reuse it with something else. And also you can use a jar for something really nice. I think this will look really nice in my kitchen or in my bedroom or in the bathroom. So far what we've got is we've been able to get rid of the wax in here. What some people do with that wax that I didn't let settle properly is if you let it settle as a solid, you can reuse it because it's still waxable. It's still something you can burn. But what we've just done is taken that out. So I've cleaned it out and I've used it as a tea light container for that. I've also shown you how to switch it off correctly. But one thing we haven't discussed is, you know, I talked about candle tunneling earlier. So this is a candle tunnel at the moment because it's not burning down evenly. And what you want to do with that is you want to put it in the oven, but I would show you how to do that in another video. So what you want to do is put it in the oven and then let it even itself out. But it's an all long process for itself, so I'll show you how to do that in another video. But in the meantime, this is what you can do. You can reuse your candle, or you can easily just make sure that you don't have the black flames all over it. And if you do, the best thing to use to clean it is alcohol, and that will clean it right away. So if you've enjoyed anything I've mentioned so far, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell right next to it. It means when I bring out a new video like this, you will get notifications for it. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and see you in my next video.